Hello everyone, it is the Deafening Silence ASMR here, bringing for the first time a traditional ASMR video of sorts, where I'm going to be using different items in the video to see if I can trigger your ASMR. So yes, trying to add some more variety to the channel. This is something I've wanted to do for a while, and if you like it, I would appreciate the like and subscribe and all that other stuff to let me know, yeah, you do want to see more of this. So we have about a dozen items here today, and starting off, we're going to be doing an ASMR trigger here that I'm not sure I've seen anyone do on YouTube yet, but it's something that's always like relaxing to me, and it serves a purpose. Simply a rice sock. What is the purpose of a rice sock? I'm sure you're asking. Quite simply, take an old sock. I'm sure you're missing a pair. The dryer always gets them. And you fill it up with rice. And quite simply, whenever you have a backache, shoulder ache, stomach ache, whatever, neck, just take this, throw it in the microwave for 20-30 seconds. If you can stand it really hot, maybe like a minute, and you apply it to said area. This is a method that I've used since I was a kid, and nowadays I do deal with a stomach hernia, and so it does cause some flare-ups from time to time that hurt, and this is something that kind of helps alleviate it. And that's a rice sock. Next up, because we have to have something Pokemon themed, for this video, I'm going to bring in someone who was a guest on our last video. Everybody's favorite. I don't know, is he a cat? Well, whatever he is, he's amongst everyone's favorite Pokemon. It is said that Snorlax can eat over 1,000 pounds in a day, and always weighs over 1,000 pounds. That's right, he's shaking his butt for y'all on the camera. Enjoy that. Snorlax, of course, evolves from Munchlax, who you might be extremely lucky to get if you're able to with a honey tree and Diamond and Pearl. He's a little bit easier in the remakes. Snorlax is probably in my top 30, top 30, 35 or so favorite Pokemon of all time. And I'm pretty sure he's like my wife's favorite, or at least in the top 3. Next up, we have something that I've done on the channel before. A Rubik's Cube. I didn't do any tapping with Snorlax, but that's okay. Yes, I did a video last year showing how to solve one of these using a beginner method that was taught on YouTube by another channel that I can't remember. If I can remember here, I'll link it in the description box, but essentially I just wanted to do like a relaxing ASMR version of how to solve it. I will not be solving it on camera here because it'll take too long and I don't remember. I have to re-educate myself. The fastest Rubik's Cube solvers can do it in like 5 seconds now, I think. 5-6 seconds. Insane. My method that I showed does like maybe 2 or 3 minutes if you're fast enough and are familiar enough with the method, but the method is repetitive. There's a lot of steps you have to repeat in it in order to get the parts you're looking for to be lined up. There are, of course, many different sides on a regular Rubik's Cube that you have to deal with, but there are Rubik's Cubes that are even bigger, like 4, 5, 6 layers. And there's even smaller ones where there's only like 2, like 4x4 on each side. The Rubik's Cube. A long-standing classic for puzzle solvers. So as y'all know, I love cards, trading cards, etc. But I have a couple of different types of cards here for you today. The first would be magic cards. I do not play Magic the Gathering myself. I never have. I would like to, maybe learn, but I definitely can't get into it competitively. It's just too expensive. But I do love a lot of the artwork that's in the cards. Which, fittingly, we come on an artwork I really like, Send to Sleep, which is also fitting for this video, because hopefully that's what I do for you today. love card sounds. They're amongst my favorites. Paper sounds in general, which is why there's going to be a few different things here involving that. Next up, outside of magic cards, we have regular playing cards. Specifically for playing solitaire. And speaking of which, for those who don't know, years ago on the channel I did a solitaire solving. And I think it's time I do another one of those. These cards, of course, have a really, really cool design on them, and I have a few different designs. There's those, but there's also the Industrial Edition. They were on sale, and I don't know, they're not Star Wars, but it kind of reminds me of it in a way. I should say the back of the cards did. The front, of course, just a regular style. And then lastly, we have the Stargazers, which is probably my favorite. The whole reason I got them is because I watched Ephemeral Rift, and he did a couple of years ago a solitaire video with these. They are absolutely awesome. That ace, yeah. The only downside to them is you have to really pay attention to what the different suits are because they're not different colored. I'll probably do a video with these particular ones for solitaire, but if you do get this far in the video and see these different ones, let me know which design you would like to see in the video. playing cards, both TCG and just classic style. Speaking of paper, as I mentioned, I like it. Classic, like old school parchment paper. I wanted to do an ASMR video doing like, I don't know, calligraphy on it, or just maybe some regular drawing with like maybe charcoal, but it's just something I haven't done yet because I haven't been drawing. But I'm wanting to do some like drawing a Pokemon. I've mentioned it a couple of times on videos now, so that might show up soon, and I don't know if it'll be on this type of paper or not, because I want to get like something cleaned down on paper that I can transfer over to the computer and do like digital painting or something. Yeah, paper's always been my like favorite and most consistent trigger. That's the one I knew I had ASMR. I'd watch videos on YouTube and see it. Or I actually went and sought out videos for it because I knew I was feeling something weird. Didn't know what ASMR was, but looked up like page turning videos on YouTube and saw that it was under the term ASMR. And one thing led to another, and that's kind of what spiraled into this hobby you see now. It's almost like thin cardboard in a sense. An unusual one, but yeah, parchment paper. Next up, an action figure. I'm a huge fan of Moon Knight, and that was actually even before the TV series. I grew up with Moon Knight in like the mid-2000s. Marvel Ultimate Alliance was like what really led me on to him, and picked up a lot of the comics, the ones that were drawn by like David Finch, and then of course the is his name Ennis? Is it Garth Ennis that or Ellis, whoever did this series like in 2014, they introduced like Mr. Knight, kind of, that shows up in the show. And so this particular Moon Knight builds Infinity Ultron. I will not be getting the figures to build Infinity Ultron. I just wanted the Moon Knights from this series. I've gotten a lot of materials together to actually build a Moon Knight cosplay. I don't know if that's ever going to get finished. Not with my current living conditions that I'm at. But if I'm ever able to get out, it's definitely something I would like to continue. It wouldn't be this particular Moon Knight. Mine's kind of like a combination of a couple of different like comic book variants. But yeah, hopefully sometime in the future I can do a Moon Knight cosplay on here. This says, clad in the ceremonial armor of Khonshu's chosen warriors throughout the centuries, Mark Spector is Moon Knight, sworn to obey Khonshu and deliver his vengeance accordingly. And they do mean vengeance. The show doesn't really dive into the fact that Moon Knight in the comics is very much on the, like, Punisher side of things as far as enacting justice, as opposed to, like, the Daredevil side. And I haven't forgotten, I did my action figure collection video, and it was only part 1. I don't have part 1 in the title, but it is. I haven't forgot about that. I'm going to be doing the rest of my figure collection in the weeks ahead. I just wanted to kind of give it a break because those videos take a long time to record. I've only seen 3 of the episodes for the Moon Knight show. I need to finish it off. But I will say, and a lot of people have the same sentiment, the show didn't have enough of Moon Knight in it. Too much of side characters doing things and not enough of like the actual hero that you're there to see. So, but yes, that is Moon Knight. Next up, we've got something else that's kind of, I haven't seen anyone else do. Fairly unique item. This little dragon egg that can hold things inside, and currently it holds all of my guitar picks so I don't lose them. It doesn't really help keeping me from losing them, but at least I know where they're at. As I mentioned, different guitar picks inside here. many different kinds of picks, ranging from like 1 point in density to like 50 millimeter. And then we have like these large, I think this was like 1 or 2. Just different picks to help you achieve different things when you're playing guitar. Normally he sits on top of a little statue-esque stand that I have. But if it's not him, it's Spyro. Last year I did a vinyl record video. And since then I've been able to add a few things. Specifically some records more along in the vein of what I actually listen to on a regular daily basis, such as stuff like Kill Switch Engage As Daylight Dies. And I've listened to this album to death, you know, gotten sick of it quite frankly, but the reason I got this is, one, I love vinyl. It sounds the best. But two, this includes the bonus songs, which is This Fire Burns, of course, the song CM Punk made really well known in the wrestling world. Holy Diver, the cover of Dio. And a couple of songs I haven't heard before. B1, which is a Japanese bonus track. It says, and then Let the Bridges Burn. We have that, and then we have, kind of bulky to move these around. Seven Dust's latest album, Blood and Stone. I should have mentioned, of course, that Kill Switch Engage album had the famous song of theirs, My Curse. This contains Dying to Live, Blood from a Stone. Those two are probably like the most well-known ones from this. And then, of course, The Day I Tried to Live. That was the cover of, Audioslave, I think. Time Travelers and Bonfires, also from Seven Dust. These are like more acoustic. Kind of acoustic laid-back album. They do like some stripped-down versions of songs like Gone, Denial, Karma. That's my favorite one from this album. Black. That's another good one. I showed this off in the vinyl record video, but Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Or it may have been the first movie's soundtrack that has the main theme and the Cantina song. You see me wearing their hats in my videos, but this is whatever that was. But also on live streaming on Twitch. But Fit for a King, The Path. This came out a couple of years ago. They just released their newest record, The Hell We Create, and it is so dang good. If you are a metalcore fan at all, like a listener or listener of theirs, you need to get it. This album is on its side, but The Face of Hate, Breaking the Mirror, that's a big one from this album. Locked in My Head, God of Fire, Vendetta, that's really good. I heard them live this year back in March, and they killed it, along with Silent Planet, Hollow Front, and a local band. Memphis May Fire. I haven't opened this up yet because I played the crap out of it both on Spotify and on CD. But their newest record that came out this year in June, Remade in Misery. It kind of is a throwback to like their older styles that people were a fan of, like from their first 2 or 3 records. The big song on this is Blood and Water, but I love most of these. Bleed Me Dry, Somebody, Death Inside, American Dream, Return, Make Believe's good, Left 4 Dead's good, Only Human, which has AJ Channel from Fire from the Gods. But a really good album. And then closing off, we have a couple of Johnny Cash albums, because I'm a fan. A little bit different from what I've been showing. This doesn't show the tracks on it, but it does have Ain't No Grave, Can Hold My Body Down, and a couple of others. And then we have something that I haven't opened yet, which is Johnny Cash with an orchestra playing some of his classics. Such as Ring of Fire, Man in Black, yeah, I Walk the Line, and The Gambler. I really should crack this open and listen to it, but being in an apartment, who knows if I can. But yeah, got some vinyl records here to listen to. Not very ASMR-ish as far as the style, but hey, I used to listen to metal all the time to sleep back when I was a teenager. And of course, in talking about page turning and liking paper and stuff like that, this video wouldn't be complete, especially considering my channel, without some manga books. Just watched the first episode of this last night. English dub. Holy crap. This is going to be a pretty good series, I think, for me. Just a little bit of the insanity that happens. If you would like to see a reading of this, let me know. It wasn't in my manga poll that I did on the channel because I didn't have it yet. I think I looked for it a couple of times at that point to try to find it. almost made it in as the manga I did for Halloween, but I'd already had Parasite and it had been sitting on the shelf for a couple years. So I thought, yeah, let's go ahead and record it. Let's go ahead and record it. The first episode had a lot of gore and violence, and it was very macabre. For people who don't know, he hunts demons for money. His dad leaves him in a massive amount of debt. And so, even as a kid, he has to start making money to pay back. But the people that he trusts that are letting him make payments and stuff, they turn on him. And through a turn of events, which I won't go into because spoilers, we get from a normal kid to this. You can watch it, as I said, in English dub if you don't follow Japanese. Though I don't know how many people actually do that. I'm in the minority, I think. There's 5 episodes now, I think, out on it. At least the English. And then the other book, Food Wars. Being someone who loves cooking, as you know by the Thanksgiving video I did. I like this. I've read this whole book, pretty much. And a little bit of the beginning of volume 2. I'm a fan. I haven't seen the anime yet, but I'm definitely willing to give it a shot. And even what's cool about these books, I don't know if I can find it in here, but they actually, I don't know if I can find it. The artwork's really good, though, as you can tell. The artwork's really good, but I don't know if I can find it. But they actually do have recipes in here. Furikake rice, practical recipe. And as someone who does like Japanese food, that's nice. Another one of the art pieces. So yeah, definitely check out Yudo Sakuda. Definitely check out his stuff. But yeah, I got a couple manga books for you. Here's another blast from the past from one of my previous videos. Flavored, well, kind of flavored, but loose-leaf teas. This is from Wolf Door Company. They make teas based on different IPs like Harry Potter, Skyrim, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. And then maybe like some Viking, Nordic, just inspired stuff that's not necessarily from a property. It's now getting into fall time, then into winter, of course, colder weather. Hot teas are perfect for this time of year. Especially if you get dry throat really easily. They don't just do teas, they do some other, like signs. I think they do like the signs, like pointing to the different Skyrim towns, so you can get different like wood carvings, kind of like natural stuff. As you can see, this is Weasley's Autumn Apple Pie. It contains Earl Grey black tea, lavender flower, cinnamon, roasted organic apple, and dehydrated maple. My favorite is the skooma. That's like black tea mixed with like dried peach preserves, and added with you have to add a little bit of sugar to it, but it's really good. I'm not sponsored by them, but I wish I was. Call me. In these packages, there's 20 teaspoons worth. I do like 2 to 3 teaspoons because I'll typically make a lot, so I can have multiple drinkings of it, servings, whatever you want to say. And of course, the wife sometimes wants some too. So yeah, you can get 7 to 8 times you can drink from these. Or if you only want just a tiny bit, you could up it up to like 15, 20 servings, I guess. As part of every apple pie feast comes this equally sweet and seasonal brew. Using orchard apples from the burrow, Mrs. Weasley creates this blend of Earl Grey black tea, roasted apple, burrow maple, and cinnamon every 1st of September. Popular among her children, the twins began selling this brew to Hogwarts students during Halloween's celebration. So I do recommend this one. Next up, this could work or not work, but I've experienced it in a video myself, and it was relaxing. It had a nice relaxing sound to it. And as someone who likes Star Wars, why wouldn't I have a lightsaber? You don't know the power of the dark side of the Force. Good, Annie, good. Kill him. Of course, I'm rocking red. But, what's better than one? And these can connect to make a double saber, of course, being a huge Darth Maul fan like I am, but I won't do that for this video because I can't really get it all in one shot. I would probably be a gray Jedi if I was to choose, kind of in the middle. And I'd probably use red, but I do love purple. Also, playing the Knights of the Old Republic games, I did like to use Viridian Green. feel like the color on this one may be getting a little dull. This one's working good though. And there you have it. It's actually been a while since I got these babies out. But I'd probably rock them like Starkiller does. Okay, have just a couple of things left here. Here's another blast from the past from a video I did. Got a pestle and mortar here, of course, but it's got coffee beans inside. I don't do too much coffee bean grinding for my coffee anymore, but I do still use this, of course, for grinding down salt for popcorn, or breaking down like garlic and spices and stuff like that for cooking. I do still occasionally do ground up coffee beans though for coffee, because it does taste good, and of course the smell. You definitely get a nice aroma with it. Fun fact, coffee grounds are sometimes used as seasoning for food, especially like steak and stuff. Speaking of cooking, I got a worn down Band-Aid right now. I was cooking last week, and let me just say, butter burns your skin worse than oil. I'm convinced. This is a puzzle I've yet to put up on the channel yet, but it's going to happen with me and my wife eventually. It's just getting our schedules together where we can do it. Yes, we're big fans of Demon Slayer, and of course I did the manga reading on the channel. This is the other Demon Slayer related video I wanted to do. I mentioned this in my Demon Slayer manga reading video, but the manga series in 2020, just this series alone sold more volumes or copies, how you want to say it, than the entirety of the American comic book industry, and how many issues it sold. That is insane. And those are both, like, talking about worldwide. They're not limited to just one region. I think puzzles are relaxing, definitely relaxing sounds, so I can't wait to do this in a video. It's been delayed a little bit, but hopefully it'll be out here in the next month or so, within the next month. And that is going to do it. If you made it this far, me and my buddy Cyniquill here, thank you for watching. This was really relaxing to make, and I hope there were some triggers in here for you that you liked. And if you did like, if you could like and share and send to everybody that you know, I greatly appreciate it. And if you let me know, I certainly can do more of these types of videos for you. And of course, we'll have more content featuring the certain things that you saw in this video, quite a few of them anyway. And so, until next time, take care, and this is Deafening Silence saying goodbye. Until next time.